Today's topic is about coaching. I recently received a message from somebody and was asking me, I want to become a coach. Can you give me the templates so that I can just either copy or just modify and voila, she becomes a coach. And I was inspired by that because I just wondered, what is coaching and what do people understand coaching to be? And that's why I'm here today, to just try and demystify that particular word. It's a bit not easy to demystify because it's a whole world on its own with a lot of information, right? And when you hear someone calling themselves a coach, there's some training they have gone through. But before we get into that detail, let me first introduce myself. I am a certified coach, not just a coach. I'm certified. I have a certificate that says certified coach in transformative coaching. And in this particular session, I'll demystify a few things about coaching. There are many types, there are many levels, and I'll try my level best to just capture as much as possible. It's a training that you go through over several months, do a lot of practice, and therefore it's not something that you can just speak in the next 20 or so minutes and you get a full answer, but at least you get an introduction as to what it is so that you can at least go ahead and look for the detail. So my focus on coaching is mainly on business. So if you're starting a business, you're leaving employment, or you've left already on the employment, you're trying to start up, or you have been there stuck, and you're trying to modify so that you're able to catch or to get more out of what you implemented in your business, then we can have a chat. So that is me. And secondly, now before again we go into the detail, let's talk about perhaps the word for today. The word for today is around the parable of the talent. Okay, the parable of the talent. What does that mean? I think everybody has read about it in Matthew 25, and it is, it basically means that we are put on earth for a purpose, and that this is evident not only in this particular parable, but in several other Bible stories as well. God rewards those who put considerable effort into bettering their lives and the lives of those in their community. So in fact, perhaps the question out of this particular word for today is, what are you doing with your talents? Are you burying it? Are you utilizing it? What happened to those people who buried their talent in the Bible? And what happened to those people who went out there and multiplied? I'm sure you have an answer for yourself. Those who have, they were given more, and those who buried, it was taken away from them. So let's be encouraged today that if you're asking, if you want to be a coach, like this lady asked me, the first step she's taken is to ask that question. And that is very important. It's a first step in moving in the right direction. So by the end of today, if you have been wondering how you can become a coach, perhaps you will have an idea, and we can speak a little bit more as we go along. So let me first tell you what coaching is not, all right? Coaching is not consulting, because a consultant delivers assessment followed by recommendations and expert advisory support. So what a consultant does, goes to the ground, assesses a situation. For example, an IT consultant assesses the IT environment in a company, asks questions, interviews the management and even the staff. And then because that person is an expert in that area, is able to feed that organization with some recommendations. This is how you can enhance the security of your systems. This is how you can enhance the business processes so that they are more streamlined and they can work better. This is how you can automate a certain solution. If let's say it's a payroll, you can buy a software and automate. So the consultant is advising that particular organization. So that is not coaching, that is consultancy. Secondly, a coach is not a therapist or a counselor. Because again, a therapist and a counselor, it's someone who actually has some level of knowledge and provides guidance in a certain area. For example, we will actually almost operate like a doctor and ask questions that relate to perhaps what is bothering you, like a healing coach. Perhaps you need some healing, emotional healing, then they will even recommend something. Some of them even recommend antidepressants or something like that. So again, it's not a therapist, it's not a counselor. Then when it comes to training, it's not training. Coaching is actually not training, because training is where you have a curriculum, just like in high school, in campus, you have a certain curriculum and you want to build a certain particular skill. And the teacher is like the know-it-all and follows that curriculum to train the students to be able to acquire that skill, because the teacher is actually the custodian of the knowledge. Although students also can do research and give feedback to the teacher, but the teacher is also able to guide. So that is teaching, that is training, and it's not coaching. All right. However, a coach can also put a different hat at different times. You can sometimes be coaching at the same, another time you're also teaching your coaches a skill, but that time you don't call yourself a coach, call yourself a teacher. All right. So let's now understand what coaching is in itself. Coaching, as defined by the International Coach Federation, I'm sure I've talked about this before. It has defined what coaching is all about. Coaching is about partnering with a client. You see here, it's partnership, right? It's not like this person is more superior than the other, or the person has more knowledge than the other. It's a partnership. Secondly, it's a thought-provoking and creative process that inspires the client to maximize their personal and professional potential. Let me stop there. It's thought-provoking and creative process. Remember, you have partnered, so you're challenging your mind as a client to be able to create something, could be even something you've never thought about. But the coach is asking you some very deep questions that speaks to your mind, that speaks to your inner self, to be able to bring out something different and to view something in a different way. Perhaps you've done something over and over again and it's never worked. But that is what you were taught. That is what you knew it was. So the coach will guide you with very, very, very deep questions in a very structured way to be able to bring out a different perspective of that item where you're stuck, because it's not always done that way. It will never work. If you've done it 10 times and it's still not working, it will not work. But instead of abandoning that business, and you need to approach a coach, and then you ask those several questions. So in this case, the coach is not a know-it-all. It's just an expert in the process of coaching, while the client is an expert in the content of that business that you're running. So you as a client, you're the one who knows your business much more than the coach. The coach knows the process of what questions to ask at what time for you to be able to bring out the best version of yourself. And then coaching is also an ongoing process. It doesn't happen overnight. So the moment you meet a coach once, it doesn't mean you found the solution to what you are looking for. However, from the first meeting, there will be some triggers. Your mind will be triggered in a certain direction, so that when you come for the next meeting, you can tell the coach, yes, actually what I thought about last week, I have looked at it several times, and now this is the way it's turning out to be. Remember, it's a creative process. So you're creating something new to something that you didn't know about and you were stuck in. But because the coach was able to ask you some questions to be able to explore the environment that you are in or where you're stuck in different perspectives, then you're coming back for the second meeting and saying, now this is where I am, but I still need to explore this area, and that area. Again, the coach will go and ask some questions, and then you will keep responding, and you keep provoking your mind much deeper and much deeper. All right? Let me give you an example. There are times you're told by a coach, or rather during a training, the coaching training, I normally ask you, when you're looking for your why, or when you're looking for your purpose, you need to ask yourself that question 7 times and ensure that you answer that question 7 times. By the 7th time, or by even the 10th time, you will be able to understand why you really want to do what you want to do. It's deep, right? So it's not superficial. It's not at the base level. It's really deep, right? So eventually, once you're having all these few sessions, the sessions will help you produce a fulfilling result in your life, career, business, organization. So coaching, remember, it is either in business, in your own life, in many things, right? So as we go along today, I'll pick out a few things, but you can, in the meantime, you can keep typing the questions at the bottom of this particular video so that I can respond to them either now during this session or just later, today after this session or tomorrow. So that is how the International Coach Federation defines coaching. It's a very long statement, but I want to simplify this for you, because if you have not gone through coach training, perhaps this may sound, that sounded a bit complicated, right? So the simpler version or definition of what coaching is, it is a way to get more out of yourself than you can get on your own. Getting more out of yourself than you can get on your own. Remember, we have so much in our minds, and sometimes we are so used to these repetitive activities or processes that we've been following all along, and we have never provoked that part of our mind that is much deeper, that perhaps can reveal much more of our potential than what we are used to. So a coach is actually trying to help you discover more of your capabilities, of your capacity than you ever thought you had. Because sometimes we always say, oh, I can't do this. I'm only limited to this, and that. But a coach will help you discover actually that what you fear of doing, perhaps, is what you should be doing, because you already know how to do it. You already have capacity to do it. You have the skill to do it. You even have the energy, the motivation, and even you have the clientele even who even wants that particular information, that you're actually feeling that you cannot go out there and do it. So the coach is helping you jump that rope that you're fearing to jump, because you're thinking you can fall the other side. So they just help you get that confidence, yeah, to be able to just take the next step. And normally when you have a coach, you always come out of the sessions with an aha moment. You will be like, oh my God, I have been going round and round this circle, not knowing that actually this alternative is the best route forward. But I've been fearing to take that different alternative or that different path. But with a coach, you're able now to bring out all that out of yourself. And that is why I'm giving this simple definition, that it's a way of getting more out of yourself than you can get on your own. So you're getting it yourself, out of yourself, as the coach guides you through the process. It's nothing stuck on stone, like you must ask this question this way or that way. But when you're trained as a coach, the coach knows which question to ask next after you respond to what they had asked earlier. So what I was saying about this lady who asked me for a template that perhaps she can modify, there's no template as such. You need to go through the full training to be able to understand how it works. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead. Keep typing the questions or the comments. The other one is, there are 2 types of coaching. One is where you're one-on-one, you and the coach, and the other one you can be in a group. and the approaches are different, but that is a story for another day. Yeah, because now if I go and talk about how you approach the one-on-one or how you approach the group coaching, you will see it's a bit different. Okay, but it's something we can cover in the near future. All right, but there are also 3 levels of coaching. And one is the base level is performance coaching. That is level number 1. It gets the best out of yourself in a certain activity. For example, you want to be the best runner. So you're looking at that activity, performance in running, okay? So the coach will guide you on what you can do, the best thing you can do to be able to be the winner in that game. So it's on performance. That applies even at workplace. Your manager can give you a performance coaching to be able to improve on your performance at work, so that those activities and the goals are, you achieve them better than you have achieved them in the past. So it's more performance, it's more goal focused, and it's mainly used in an organization. The second level, which is a little bit more deeper, is on life coaching. When you see a life coach, that one will look at various aspects of your life, because there's another video I did, I don't know whether you've seen on the YouTube. I was talking about, in life coaching is more of a vehicle. If the tires are not all balanced, sometimes the tire that has no air, that is low, keeps dragging the entire vehicle down. All right. But there's so many sectors that you need to look for. They're not just 4 sectors like the 4 tires, right? You can look at your health. You can look at your intelligence. Yeah, you can be coached on that. You can be coached on spiritual, right? So there are many of them. If you go to online onto my amaracampus.com, you may find there is life mastery course, and we look at the 10 pillars or the 10 spheres of your life, and that helps you now balance the 10 of them, so that you're able now to move in a more balanced lifestyle. So you can look at even at financial goal, yeah, pillar as well. So there are many of them. I normally split them into 10. So in this one, in each pillar, you're able now to set some goals for each pillar. You're able also now to get your life in a more rounded way, that you're not concentrating on some. Most people concentrate so much on financial, they forget their health, they forget their relationships with people. Sometimes they forgot their family responsibilities just to be able to chase the money. But in life coaching, you're at least meant to have some sort of balance, not one reading 0 while the other one is all skyrocketing to an 8 to 10, because you have so much money, but your health is suffering, your family is suffering. So in life coaching, that is a little bit deeper than performance, because performance is very specific on task. All right. So, and finally, now it is the one that I told you I'm certified in, that is transformative coaching, which I just defined a little bit earlier. It's this relationship that you have created, you and your coach, for you to be able to dig deeper in yourself, to find meaning in yourself, and build a much better way of life, to be able to achieve more out of yourself, out of your capacity, and live a much happier life, right? So, what can I say? In this situation, I think I gave a good example when I was reading about how ICF defines coaching, right? In this partnership, I've talked about the thought-provoking and creative process. You're co-creating and it's thought-provoking. So you as a coachee or you as a client, you're thinking through issues in a more holistic way. How else can you look at it? And you're digging deeper into your potential, and you're building the next best version of yourself. And so there are various ways you can think about this. You have heard of mindfulness, you've heard of business coaching, you've heard of your personal coaching in terms of personality, yeah. But the one I like most is a mindset one, because sometimes we limit ourselves because of the limiting beliefs that we have in our minds. How you get rid of those limiting beliefs and how you replace them with beliefs that can serve you going forward. Sometimes that is the beginning of transforming your life to the better version of yourself. So if you can concentrate more on building a better version of yourself, these other things somehow will get aligned, right? Think good thoughts, think better things, create better relationships with people, build better network, right? Have a decluttered environment around you, okay? So once you build those kind of thoughts and change your mindset to a better performing person, all right? That is how sometimes you start, or rather always, you will start achieving those dreams. You'll start finding your why. You start seeing actually you can achieve more. And so for this lady who asked me whether she can become a coach, my answer is yes. And secondly, before even you become a certified coach or you go for training, sometimes it's good to find out then where, as a coach, what is this that resonates with me, right? And that is why in my in some of the videos that I've shown before on my YouTube and even on some trainings, there is a model that I put together a while back, and I call it a SCATE model. And SCATE model is PSKATE. And each letter stands for something, because this is where we start when you start to look for your why, look for the purpose you came to this world for. It's by first looking at what are you so passionate about. That's what P stands for. What is it that you're so passionate about in life? Is it to better the lives of other people? By the way, not everybody has that. It's the ultimate thing, is the best thing that you can do to yourself and to the people around you and to your community to ensure that you have better relations, you're bettering the lives of those people who can't make it. However, not everybody has that goal in life. But if that is what you're passionate about, then the next thing you can ask yourself, what skills do I have? That is S. What skills do I have that can perhaps help me at least do, even if it's 1%, of bettering the community around me? Because you cannot do everything again. You're just an individual. Do I have a certain skill that the community around me can learn from for, to be able to at least do something better? What am I good at? Am I a good salesperson? Am I a good leader so that in my community I can lead some meetings? Is there something that I know, a skill that I have, for example, have financial skills? Can I teach the young mothers and these mothers in the market how to at least keep some books, yeah? How to calculate their income and their expenses, because some of them don't even know how to add and subtract. Do I have that financial literacy skill that I can actually share with those people? So if you have that, then the K is for knowledge. How much more, other than keeping those books or financial accounting literacy, skills that I have, how much more around that do I know? For example, if I was to train these people or these mamas in the market how to keep some book correct and good books of accounts, then can I perhaps even go ahead and help them in even some other skills on how to do better spending, better investments? What else do I know around that particular skill? What more knowledge do I have? Have I gathered online through people, through looking at the current affairs? Now it's COVID time. What is the best way forward? All right. There are people who are coming in and telling you buy Bitcoins, but are they explaining how is that the best route to save or to invest your money, right? What more knowledge can you give them if they ask you questions about Bitcoin? Are you able perhaps to give them some more detail about it? So that is a K for knowledge. And then the A is achievements. If you look at that particular thing that you're passionate about, and you look at backwards 5 years or 10 years ago, have you been actually been given some certificate of achievement in that area? All right. Other than the certificate you got because you went to school and you passed your exam, that is a skill that you gained. What are the achievements, yeah, recognitions that you have had? So if those are the things that in that skill that you have and that knowledge, then you've also over and above, you've been recognized maybe by the community as being the best person in it, and actually they come for advice, then it's something you need to consider. Perhaps it could be the why, your purpose. Finally, the talent. Are you talented in it? Is it something that comes out naturally from your system, right? That even if you are not paid for it, you would still do it because it just feels so good. You just do it. You just feel, I need to help these mamas just calculate these things and make better money and live a better livelihood. You know, are you talented in that particular area? And finally, the E is for experience. How much experience do you have? 5 years, 10 years, or you've just graduated from campus, so you don't really have that experience. You can still build it over time anyway. If you really feel passionate about it, but you don't have much experience, you can still start on, get a coach, and then you're guided on how you can actually build on it. And that is why the SCATE model is the best way to start it off, right? If this lady is listening to me today, if you really want to start being a coach, perhaps is being coached yourself on how to be a coach could be a start for yourself. And starting with the SCATE model, you will be able now to discover what are these things that I can do. Yeah. What is this that I can really do well for my community or for the people I want to target? If my client is a product you want to design, what is this that you can do so well and you can target those clients? Okay. So that is now the SCATE model, and that is where you can start if you wanted to start the journey of being a coach. And I said, you can start for a while and then go for certification, because definitely once you're certified, then your clients are also able to trust you more because they know now you have a certificate and you're getting much better as you go on. All right. And you are practicing more and more. And, you know, it's just like in school, when you finish school and you're looking for employment, they will look at your certificate, definitely. So if you want to be a coach and you get certified, definitely your clients will be happier, they'll trust you more because you have what it takes to actually give them the next, you know, to help them reach their next level in their life. So yes, so I've answered the question of, am I, you know, qualified to be a coach? All of you listening today, you are qualified to be a coach. It's just you to make the decision. If you really want to do that, get somebody to coach you first or to mentor you and show you the journey. Mentorship and coaching are a little bit different, but if you're coached, you are able to dive into the ocean all by yourself once you're free to go, because you'll be released to go into the ocean and you go. But mentorship, sometimes you're taught to follow some footsteps of your mentor who is much better than you and more trained than you. But sometimes that relationship continues for too long. As a coach, there will be a time when you'll now be unleashed and you go out there and you're able to change things, to move mountains, because you'll be empowered, yeah, through the process to be able even to fly like an eagle on your own. There is a slight difference there, but those are things that we can discuss as we go along. All right, so there is a training that's coming up. It's starting in October. So if you haven't signed up for it, so please do. I will put a link under this particular video so that you're able to sign up. And this, we will use the SCATE model and many other models for you to be able to build your coaching business or build your other services or even products that you're looking at, or if you're stuck in your business, you will be able to build that. All right. It's 9 weeks program, almost 2 months. And it will help you, it will unleash your potential and you build a better you and a better person and a better business. Because it's a holistic, and as you heard, it's partnership here. So you will be empowered to be able to drive your life differently and build a better version of yourself, of your business, or even how people perceive you going forward. By the way, you'll be totally different. People will never see you the same again because things will be working for you. That's what coaching does for you. It turns you around and brings the best of you, version of yourself. So you're most welcome. And so I'll put that link in at the bottom. And so I hope you can sign up so that we can meet in October. Thank you so much for listening. It's been wonderful speaking about this very difficult topic. It's not easy to speak about coaching because people define it differently. In fact, if you Google, you find so many definitions. But today, because of my certification, I'm able to tell which definitions are not correct and the ones that are closer to the point, right? So, but we start somewhere. Even me, when I started somewhere and I got guided. Actually, I got 3 different coaches, all right? And then I went to a coaching school and here I am. All right, so welcome and have a lovely Sunday. And remember your talents, do not bury them, utilize them, multiply, and build a better version of yourself going forward. Have a lovely day and a fantastic week ahead. Goodbye for now.